Hi guys, I'm Jenny Chu. Follow along with me as I travel around Europe covering Champions League for CBS Sports. This is Jenny in Europe. After London, I had completed my 14-day quarantine. I was finally done, out in the open. Christmas lights everywhere. From there, I headed to Manchester, where I was covering the Manchester United against Istanbul Başakşehir match, and I was working on a feature all week long. Okay guys, I am the first person on the train, and you have to wear your mask in here. We're in the first class section right now. So I'm gonna make this my space. I'm gonna take out my computer right now and my chargers and all my notebooks, and we're gonna get to work for the next, I think it's like 2.5 hour trip. People have asked me, what exactly do you do on the train ride when you're studying? It depends on exactly what I'm doing. So for this train ride, since we were filming the feature first, I was really researching about our interview subject, the initiative that he's doing and everyone around it, watching all the interviews he'd given, every article that was written about it, just to be like as knowledgeable as I could be going into all of these interviews. If I'm just going to a match day, it's a little bit different. I'm not necessarily like narrowing in on people's like individual backgrounds or stories or initiatives, whatever, as much. I'm mostly thinking of like the broader picture and the teams themselves. So one of the things I really look into is their results in the league. And that really does determine a lot about, you know, how they're coming in, what their form is, what formations they've been playing. Obviously, it's not the end-all be-all. You could lose 3-0 in the league and then win your Champions League match against a better team. So it's not the secure way, but you do want to know like what the form is, how the player's mentality may be at that moment, and know everything around it. Okay guys, we are at Old Trafford. Would you look at that? I know a ton of my friends that are Manchester United fans are seething at the moment. I actually ran into Daniel, who I met in Australia.
Hello.
And you can mention that you kicked off my career.
I did launch Jenny's career. I'm hanging on to that.
I actually did my first interviews for Fox Sports.
Yeah, Fox Sports Football.
Fox Sports in Australia with Dan. Just meeting him at a game.
In Spanish.
In Spanish. And now here we are, both covering Manchester United. Isn't that not insane? I don't know if you can even hear us because of our masks.
Probably not. Well,
But
it's
this
a nice
is awesome.
Mask, bumblebees.
It's good to see you.
Likewise.
You guys, what in the world? That was the most amazing. Holy smokes.
Take you out then to Old Trafford, where our Jenny Chu was watching on first hand. Jenny, you heard Alex there, I'm sure, saying that it's a one-sided scoreline, but it's a performance that still raises some question marks. Would you agree?
Absolutely. There's definitely some question marks, but it definitely was the Bruno Fernandes show. I mean, he capitalized on that first goal. That was brilliant. I know you guys just watched it back, but I would say that his most significant contribution was on the third goal. He has the ability to get a hat trick in the first 35 minutes, and instead you see him take a moment, think, and turn around and give the ball to Marcus Rashford. And I think...
Okay, we are done at Old Trafford today. 4-1. Manchester United takes the dubs. It's a Bruno Fernandes show. So our time here in Manchester comes to an end. I have a couple meetings I have to take before I can get on the train, but I've been packed for 2 days, ready to return, so it'll be a pretty quick transition here. So after Manchester, I returned to London, back to my same spot, because I was going to be in studio that week. So I'm currently on my way to our London studios, which is my first time. So it's my first time meeting everybody. I had spoken to them like through the camera, through, on live TV, but never met anybody. I was really nervous, honestly, kind of intimidated by the fact that everybody on my team knows each other already. I don't know what I thought would happen, but it definitely didn't. My interaction with every single person was lovely. I think I was most intimidated by Jamie Carragher just because he has a big personality. Very, very smart man. I was just kind of thinking like, I don't know what I thought that he may think of me, but he was so nice. He welcomed me to the team, we fist bumped, we laughed, and it was really great. Roberto Martinez has to be the nicest man in the universe. Like, he has to be. I've met a lot of nice people in my lifetime, and he takes the cake. Micah Richards is so funny. He just makes you feel at ease, makes you feel comfortable, and he just made me feel like me. Like, he made me think like, hey, this isn't a big deal. Like, we're all friends here. You're part of the team. Like, we're all gonna get to know each other. And obviously, I've already spoken about meeting Kate Abdo, speaking to her and how wonderful she is. I got to meet my boss. Super nice. We had spoken on the phone so many times, like almost every day, and it was just the same. Like, it didn't feel off at all. It felt like we've known each other forever. So, when I'm talking about how nice everyone was, hair and makeup, wardrobe, all of these ladies were so sweet. I don't know anything about makeup. Like, I am just so bad at doing my own makeup, and all my friends know it. My friends will call me after I post a video, lecture me about my eyeshadow and blending and all of these words that I don't really know, because I grew up in a house full of boys. I came in with my makeup done like my way, and then they like fixed it basically. They were like, okay, so do this a little bit differently, do that. And it was just really sweet. Like, they were really kind about it. Melissa was doing my makeup the first day, and she was not like, what are you doing? Like, you look horrible. She was like, oh, it looks great, as she like changed everything. It was really funny. I've gone on a tangent about it because I feel so genuine about, like, everyone is so nice. It's amazing. Honestly, previously, the idea of living in London at some point had come up in conversation, and I said absolutely not. It's gray and gloomy and rainy, and it doesn't fit my personality because it's glamorous, and I rather be in a sunny beachside, like, more for my personality. And after living in London for a little bit and watching it come alive, let's just talk about watching it come alive. When I initially got there, they were in complete lockdown, and then I was in quarantine, and then I was working like all day long, so I didn't ever get to see anything. I'm in studio. But the last day I was there, I got to see it come alive. I got to see it from nobody in the streets, all the stores completely closed, to maybe hundreds of people in the same street that I was on a couple days earlier, completely empty. And it was so cool. I know I haven't experienced London because of the lockdown aspect and the COVID aspect, but when I did go out, it just felt really nice. Like, yes, it's kind of like chilly, but it's like a you can breathe better kind of chilly. And I went on walks in the park, went on runs in the park, and it was really nice. I saw a lot of dads carrying their babies in those like holders in front. I don't know what they're called. I obviously don't have a baby, and I really enjoyed it. And now I went from I could never live in London to please, I want to live in London. Just for some part of my life, I have to live in London. So that was really cool.
Okay, I'm currently on London Bridge. Behind me is HMS Belfast. Behind that is the Tower Bridge that we were just on. Let's continue walking.
Oh yeah, and I almost died a couple times in London, so
The cars come from the opposite side because your girl here has almost been trampled by cars multiple times.
what is life without some risk, some adrenaline pumping through your veins?
I made a really bad decision to come get ice cream with marshmallow fluff really late in through some alleys that maybe are not suited for singular walks at night, but terribly on brand.
Lovely. It felt really cool to be in a big city. I've always thought I couldn't live in a big city, and then seeing that was really nice. And now we are off to Spain, and I get to reunite with Guillem, Fanny, Oscar. It's gonna be great.